Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing amazing, having a great evening. And of course, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for a reason. First of all, happy Small Business Saturday. Before I actually had my own business, I didn't really know what that meant. Now that I have my own business, it's like a holiday, right? To me, it's even more important than Black Friday because, it celebrates me and it's all about the work that I've done to get to where I am now. And now that I've gotten here, I want to share some of the lessons that I've learned with some of you because it took me a lot to get here, and I'm not where I want to be yet, but I still have I still have a lot to share as it relates to this journey. So, with that being said, if you have not already shared this broadcast, make sure you do because it's important that women know these things. And in my time in business, I haven't really had a sisterhood that showed me the things that I didn't know, so I created one. So if you're not a part of this amazing sisterhood, you need to be figuring out how you can get to be a part of it as soon as possible. With that being said, over the last few days, really over the last few weeks, and then my publisher Jamie Hopkins just joined. Shout out to Jamie for making this list that I'm going to show you tonight even possible. But over the last few weeks, as I started to do research about how women could get what they needed, I found out, guys, that there are millions and millions of dollars available. Did I say millions? There are millions and millions of dollars available for women to grow their business without them having to struggle. Now, that being said, I need you to tag at least 5 women. I need you to tag at least 5 of your business friends. And let me tell you why. Because if you was my business friend and you knew that there were millions of dollars of startup capital, some of this money that you don't even have to pay back, some of it you can pay back in small monthly payments. If you knew that there was millions of dollars available to help me build my business and you did not tell me, I'll be ready to fight you, girl. Because, see, as women, we need to get better at sharing information with each other. You need to be calling on women like you saw a man at the mall with a woman. Because this capital, this money that I'm talking about, these millions of dollars that are available, a great deal of it is available just for women. A great deal of it is available for minority women. An even bigger chunk is available for disenfranchised, underserved communities. You name it. This money is available, and you don't know what you don't know. So, guess what? If there was $1 million in your backyard and you didn't know to look for it, every day you would walk past that $1 million and never claim it because you don't know to look for it. And the other night, I made a decision. I said, you know what? I'm going to put all of this information in one list. This is just my first edition. It's called Bootstrap Your Business, a list of 30 hidden sources of startup capital for women business owners. But it doesn't stop at women business owners. There's, like I said, underserved communities. There's money in there for college students. Pretty much everybody in your family is going to be able to find something on this list that will fund them. And because it's investor capital, you do have to pay it back, but not right now. Think of it like Shark Tank. Think of it like Shark Tank. So if you want to be the first to grab your copy, it's got 30 clickable links in there, over 30 sources, millions of dollars, and tips on how to get started. Go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. My gift to you, it's only $19 for Black Friday. I want you to type me in the comments when you grabbed your copy. But tonight we're going to be talking about 7 hidden sources of startup revenue for women. I want to say this and I want to make it plain. It takes money to make money. It takes money to make money. So what if somebody told you, look, I'm going to give you $1 million to build your business. You're going to have to pay me back $1 million too. Would you do it? Type in yes or no in the chat. Would you do it? Because that's what Shark Tank is, right? When you go on Shark Tank, they don't just give you money. When they give you money on Shark Tank, you got to pay that money back. So I want everybody to understand this ain't just about grabbing a handful of free money. This is about getting your money on the front end so you can get the things you need to get. And actually in this Bliss, I even have in there a video of why you need startup capital. You need technology. You need to be able to compete in the marketplace. You need a team. You need product. You need strategy. You need marketing. You need profit planning. So there are a ton of things that you don't even know that you need, and you're going without them because you don't have the money to do so. So make sure you grab your copy, www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. Only $19 today, and you can get your list of 30 sources of startup capital for women. Supplies, right, Heather? There's so many things that we go without because we're just barely putting a business together, but you will not be able to compete with the Amazons and the Walmarts of the world if you don't get out there and get some capital moving in your business. A broke business will not grow. Wow, did Coach just say that? A broke business, it won't grow. Your business is only going to grow at the speed in which you put revenue into your business. So again, tonight we're going to be talking about, 7 hidden sources of startup capital. But let's start at the beginning. You don't know what you don't know. And knowledge is the most valuable commodity that any of us have access to. When you have knowledge, you are never broke. Somebody type in never broke. Because see, I want you to affirm that. I want you to realize that when you have knowledge, there's always a way to make money. When you have knowledge in your health, you can take all my money from me, and there's always going to be a way for me to get back on top. You see, when you have knowledge, you're never broke, because when you apply that knowledge, which is wisdom, you're going to always, especially if you're watching me from Europe, if you're watching me from the United States, if you're watching me from somewhere with adequate resources and a free commerce society, you have no reason not to be living in the biggest house. You have no reason not to be driving the biggest car. You have no reason not to have money in the bank, because you can literally go out and make money at will if you know how. Therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem. We don't know how because we've never been taught. And that's what my new book, 30 Sources of Startup Capital, only $19 at wealthspeakeruniversity.com. It's going to blow your mind, because nobody ever told you. I'm going to ask, by way of everybody on this poll, did any of you ever know that there was a list of places that you could go and apply and get startup capital for your technology business, for your community business, if you live in a disenfranchised community, if you live in certain regions? Did any of you know that? And I'm not talking about a program or two. I'm talking about 30 programs, millions of dollars. Did you realize that? And most of you are probably going to answer no, because if you knew that there were such programs available, you would have probably applied to some of them by now. And that's why information, especially in our community, is paramount. Because if we don't share the information, we're struggling for no reason. If we don't share the information, we're struggling for no reason. So why is startup capital important? Because when women have more money to work with, they're able to make more money. And that's anybody. It takes money to make money. It takes money to make money. Most women fail to scale their businesses beyond $50,000 a year. Somebody name one reason why you think women struggle to make more than $50,000 a year. Name one reason. There's about 5 key reasons. One of them is not enough startup capital. Somebody name another one. Mindset, absolutely mindset. Mindset is one of them, because we've been taught and told that we're not millionaires. We've been taught and told that we're not millionaires. Anna B said no support, kind of, sort of, but you buy your support. Tanya said time and focus. So we have mindset. Heather said ethnic background. We're talking about why women fail to scale. And you know what? Believe it or not, Heather, it's not really limited to ethnicity. Hey, Key, great brother Key, there are women of all colors who fail to scale. Everything you guys named as a reason why women can't get beyond $50,000 a year can be solved with money. Somebody say, wow. Patrice said mindset. You hire me as a coach, I'm going to teach you a money mindset. Somebody said time and focus. Well, time is the great equalizer. Nobody is any busier than anybody else. So if you hire me, part of your study is going to be time management. And I'm going to hold you accountable for laser focus. Marcia said coaching can be solved with money. Catherine said trying to do everything alone. We're not crazy. So we're not out there just trying to do everything alone. We're trying to do everything alone because we don't feel like we can afford. I don't even think it's pride, Brother Keith. I don't even think it's pride. I think that we think we can't afford help, and so we don't get it. Am I right, ladies? Can somebody say, yes, coach? If I'm right, I don't think it's pride, because if you said, here's $1 million, hire you a team, everybody's going to hire a team. If somebody came to your house tomorrow and said, I'm going to give you the money to hire a cook so you can eat healthy, a nanny, so you don't have to struggle with kids by yourself, especially the single moms. I'm going to give you the money to hire you a driver so you ain't got to be stressed in traffic. There's not one of us. And, you know, Keith, we got to be careful with the word ignorance, because it's not ignorance if we don't know. So there are so many money secrets, y'all. There are so many money secrets that as a gender, we're not privy to, and as a race, we're not privy to. So we get left behind because we're not involved in the conversation of money. So most women businesses fail to scale beyond 50K, and only 4% make it to 1 million. And guess what? Our goal is to change that. Our goal is to change that. The purpose of this book that I'm offering tonight is to change that. So I want the first thing you to do, and whoever buys their book, go ahead and comment me. And when you bought your book, comment me. And I may have a special gift for those of you who act quickly. Go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. Grab your book. It's called Bootstrap Your Business. a list of 30 plus hidden sources of startup capital for women business owners. Thank you, Adrian, for moving quickly. And I'll tell you what the secret gift is. For everybody that buys their book tonight, I'm doing a similar book on a list of for-profit grants. So everybody that buys your book tonight, when I do the video to teach you 5 key things you need to know when you write your grants, I'm going to invite you to that special video. Did everybody hear what I said? So for the people that buy their book tonight, tonight in the next 24 hours, let me say that in case I missed anybody. But if you go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com, you'll get your list of 30 hidden sources of startup capital for women. And when I do the book for grants, I'm going to have to do a video that goes in there that teaches you how to write your grants. You get invited to that workshop for free. You know why I do stuff like that? Because I reward effort. I do. When you say only 4% of all women business owners make it to $1 million, that's heart-rending. But let me tell you some of the things that keep us from making it. Number one, technology. When you can't compete in a digital marketplace with all of the automation that exists, with all of the bells and whistles on websites, and some of us don't even know what's what. Some of us are using MailChimp and shouldn't be. Some of us are building our own websites and shouldn't be. Somebody just say, wow. When I step on your toes, just say, wow. Some of us are building our own websites and we shouldn't be. Look at the fan off, babe. Tyler. Some of us are doing things that we really shouldn't be doing in our businesses. We are not web experts. We're not digital marketing experts. We should not be over there hammering and nailing on our business, but we do it to save money. And when you have access to more revenue, you've got access to more technology. You also have access to better technology. How many of you have less than 1,000 people on your mailing list? And can somebody key the web address in on Periscope and on Facebook for me? www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. If you guys can put the link in the chat. How many of you have less than 1,000 people on your mailing list? Go ahead and say me. Don't be embarrassed. Go ahead and say me. I know with this room full of people, I know I got the biggest list here. I know the mass majority. And guess what, y'all? If you collected business cards and put them on your list from there, that doesn't count because that's not legal. Oh, yeah, I know it. I know it. But again, it's not your fault because, thank you, Heather, because we're not technology experts. So we don't know how to set up lead magnets, and we don't know the strategy behind getting people to join your list, and we don't know the ins and outs of getting people to download things from us. But if we had more money, we could fix it. How many of you would fix it if you had an opportunity? Go ahead and say me. How many of you understand that your list is your residual income? And if you had access to the money to get the knowledge to change it, how many of you would fix it? Everybody that says me, you're a smart person. Let me tell you why. If I send out a mailing to my list tomorrow, which I am, and there's about 20,000 people on my primary list, I got another list of about 20,000, that's my secondary list. So if only 1%, because 10% of 20,000 is 2,000, another 10% is 200. If only 200 people open the message and buy the book, that's 200 times 20. That's $4,000 on one message. You can't afford to be without technology. But when you don't have the investment capital, that's what happens. So guys, make sure you go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com and download your copy of 30 investor capital programs that you did not know about. Guess what else you have? Greater automation. When you can automate your business, it's less work. It's less work. It's a smaller team. It's less expenses. I'll give you an example. How many of you got a voicemail from me today? I'm just curious. How many of you got a voicemail from me today? What did it say? Did it say Happy Small Business Saturday? Did it say come to my webinar tonight? Did it say Coach love you? Technology. Just a few days ago, we was calling all of y'all by hand. Anna B said it made me come to the webinar. Thank you, Anna B. Just a few days ago, it was teams of people behind the scenes. And guess everybody didn't get it, because if you were on that list, you were hand selected. I didn't send that to everybody. I literally fell asleep sitting here picking names to go on that list. Dorothy, you should have got one. I saw your name on the list, ma'am. You should have got one. Unless you change phone numbers on us. I saw your name personally. So I say that because when you have access to more revenue, you have access to greater automation, which lets you touch more people in less time. It gives you access to better strategy. What do you think today was? Today was a strategy. Guess what? It gives you an opportunity to understand. Bertha, I took you off because I've been talking to you all day, love. I said, Bertha, don't need no more messages from me today. So I again deliberately took you off because you got to talk to Coach personally, her and her team all day. So when I say I went through that list by hand, y'all think I'm playing? I mean it. You were custom invited here if you got a voicemail, but that's technology. You know, it's going to let me send my birthday greetings and my birthday thank you much, much easier than before. And everybody under the sound of my voice deserves that level of technology so that you can spend time with your family. All my life, I had to fight. Y'all feel like that? Do you guys feel like that? I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to work hard anymore. I don't want to get up early and stay up late and still feel like I'm behind. I don't want to keep picking cotton and shoveling dirt and working in the heat. I don't want to do that anymore. And so now, you know, everything me and my team do is on a quest to make more with less. And we want to take you on that journey with us because we've been lied to. We've been lied to. They told us that if we worked harder, it would be okay. And that if we just did hard work, we'd get promoted and we'd make more money and we'd do this and we'd do that. And it's not true. It's not true. And it breaks my heart how not true it is. And how many years I spent hustling, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. And so now that I figured out the things that I figured out, I'm going to tell the world, and listen, if you don't want to invest $19 here and there or $100 here and there to get this knowledge that it cost me thousands of dollars to get, that's okay. But you got to know this journey ain't going to be for free. You do know that, right? Can somebody go ahead and comment yes in the chat? You do know that this journey is going to cost you something. You do understand that your freedom from your job is going to cost you something. You do understand that the ability to flip your mindset into millionaire mode is going to cost you something. I can tell you though, it's going to cost a whole lot less than what you're paying right now. Because right now we're paying with blood, you're paying with sweat, and you're paying with tears, and you're not even getting a refund. You're not even getting a return on your investment. You're not even getting your money's worth. You're just paying. Don't you want something in return? So guys, we're not done. Grab a free copy of my book as we continue. 30, Bootstrap Your Business, a list of 30 hidden sources for startup capital for women business owners. Go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. It's only $19 today for Small Business Saturday. It's got clickable links that you can click through and go straight to the investor application. I give you some tips on how to interact with these investors. There's millions of dollars available, guys. Millions available in startup capital for women, for disenfranchised communities, for minorities. They even have some stuff on there for college students, guys. It's almost as if can I be honest? Can I be brutally honest? And this may be the conspiracy theorist in me. It's almost like they put the money out there just to say we trying to help them. And they really don't want you to know that this list of all these millions of dollars that they've pledged to help these women-owned businesses and minority businesses and disenfranchised and underserved communities, they really don't want you to know this list exists. So when they're held accountable, when they're called to the carpet, see, I was a vice president at JP Morgan Chase for a long time. I saw a lot of stuff. You can't work at a bank that long and not see a lot of stuff. So when they're called to the carpet about not having enough minorities in place and not having enough women in place, what do you think happens? They start putting all these programs together. But have you seen them on the news? Have you seen them advertised anywhere? Have you heard about them on the radio? Have you seen any bulletin boards? Any commercials? Seen them in any magazines? No, you haven't. No, you haven't. And unless you know exactly where to look, and unless you know exactly where to go, you will never find these programs. That's why I put them all on paper in one place. And all you got to do to have access to that knowledge, not just you, but for your family, for your business girlfriends, tell them to get a copy of the list. Don't share your copy. Everybody's got to have skin in the game. www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. And this is not my first list, because my team will tell you it took me days to run this stuff down. But once I learned it existed, I wouldn't stop. So guess what? When you have access to more revenue, the more money you put into your job, the faster you're able to leave your job. The faster you're able to have the freedom to travel. The faster you're able to have the money to travel. If you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, you've got to make an investment. So let's talk about the 7 hidden sources of revenue, okay? Number 1 is personal money. We all know that. We all know that. But the truth of the matter is personal capital, we've got to stop digging into our savings to build a business. We've got to stop digging into our 401k to build a business. We've got to stop. I think leveraging an inheritance is okay. But in our community, to be honest, they're few and far between. And a side hustle does nothing but wear you out. We did a whole webinar the other night about why you need to turn your side hustle into a main hustle so that you can stop being so tired and get off the hustle bus. Keep treating the side hustle like a side hustle. It's going to remain that. So we all know about personal capital. Here's the thing about personal loans and business loans. The majority of us don't have the best credit. The majority of us don't have the best history. And if they're going to give you a business loan, they want to know about your profit flow and probably your assets. We have a funny, not too funny joke about how they really don't want to loan you money until you really don't need it, right? And that's true for sorry guys, that's true for so many different things. But the people that really need the money can never get a loan. It's the people that don't need the money that can get a loan. So if you really need the money to build your business, it's doubtful you're going to get a loan. It's some of them that exist, but you got to be careful because they have super high interest rates. They have super fast repayment terms. And if you're not careful, they're going to end up owning your business. So be careful with personal loans and business loans. They also have what's called love investments. And this is a for real thing. This is money that's borrowed from family and friends, and it's paid back when the business generates revenue. It's considered patient capital because the lender is willing to be patient, right, in waiting on the money to return. Now let's talk about that. Funny thing about that is, I don't know about you guys. I might just be talking about myself right now, but I didn't really have anybody in my family that could loan me mass amounts of money to start my business. You? Anybody? If you did, just go ahead and say me. Or just say not me, coach. Because all of the money that I used to start my business came from me. You know, I know that there are some ethnicities that will give their children money to start businesses, but that's mostly because they have it. Hey, Judes. My family didn't really have it. And I don't mean that they wouldn't give me $50 here or $100 there, or if I launched a new book, they might buy 10 or 15 copies for their friends. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars to buy a new website, or tens of thousands of dollars for infrastructure upgrade, or tens of thousands of dollars to hire staff, but people didn't have it. And that's why knowing how to get in front of these startup capitalists and ask for money for you and your business is imperative. So let's talk about the next two categories, because the next two categories is what I really have on my list. Now, there's a slight difference between venture capitalists and angel investors, okay? Venture capitalists, how many of y'all watch Shark Tank? If you watch Shark Tank, it's going to be easy for me to explain. How many of you guys watch Shark Tank? If you don't watch Shark Tank, start watching Shark Tank. That's the only TV you can watch, Shark Tank. Now, there's a guy on there named Kevin, and they call him the mean one. Kevin is more of a venture capitalist. He doesn't care about your heart. He doesn't care about your blood, sweat, and tears. He doesn't care about anything but how much money he's going to make back. That's it. You could have the cutest puppies up there, the cutest kids. He don't care. He don't care if your mama's sick. He don't care. He don't care if your daddy passed away last year. He does not care. All he cares about is how much money is he going to make back and what percentage of your business is he going to give you. More often than not, the deals with him are not the best deals because you're going to end up giving away the vast majority of your business. So a venture capitalist, look at the word capitalist, is somebody, Mr. Wonderful, yep, somebody looking to capitalize on your need for money. And you may end up losing your business fooling with a venture capitalist. So be careful. They're mostly looking for technology and high growth potential sectors like beauty, things that they know that if they get a hit on them, they're going to get their money back. They expect a healthy return on the investment or even a portion of the business from the start, right? So they want either half of the money you're going to make for the first 2 or 3 years, or they want 25, 30% of your business. Why is this important that you understand? It's just like entertainers. When you don't understand your contract, or when you walk into a deal too hungry, you end up losing out. How many of y'all know who Taylor Swift is? So Taylor Swift signed away the rights to her masters for her first 5 albums. Now, at the time, she wasn't Taylor Swift. At the time, she didn't know she was going to be this big international celebrity. At the time, she didn't know she was going to be this big award-winning celebrity. At the time, she was just somebody trying to get a contract. And so she signed away the rights to the masters for her first 5 albums. And now she's falling out in the streets. You got to be careful what you sign, guys. I realize it's your dream. I realize it's important. But sometimes as you try to avoid the grind, right? You end up doing something you shouldn't have done. Sometimes you need to just stick it out and either wait on a better opportunity or raise the money yourself. And venture capitalists will also often serve as a partner to get business or to provide knowledge on growing a business. So it's one of those things that just like Shark Tank, you've got to weigh your options and what is best for you. But again, don't sign anything without knowing. Which, okay, and funding typically starts at $1 million and up, right? So let's talk about angel investors. And the majority of the people on this list of startup capital are angel investors or investment groups or people who are really trying to give back, if that could be possible. So go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. There's over 30 sources of startup capital opportunities for you. Millions of dollars on this list. Tips for you to get started. Tips for you to get your money mindset right. Grab your copy for only $19 today. But that's who I'm going to talk about next is angel investors. If you're just joining, we're talking about 7 hidden sources of money to start your business. So let's talk about angel investors. A lot like venture capitalists, but they have a little bit purer motives and they operate on a smaller scale. Most angel investors are either successful or retired individuals who are looking to remain active in business. They may have a successful company that runs itself, and now they're looking around saying, oh, and that's something I plan on doing in the next few years. You know, even as I work to help more women generate that first $1 million, because once you generate it, you won't never fall far from it. Hello? Once you learn the ropes in earning that first million a year, you won't ever fall far from it. You might do 900, you might do 1.2. And then the more you do that, you're gonna start looking at your business and see ways to make 2 million and 3 million. It just keeps growing. But angel investors want to help individuals in normally the same industry they were in. And they typically provide you funding to do so. The funding ranges from $25,000 to $100,000. Now, how many of you have ever seen how on Shark Tank you have to go and you have to make a pitch? How many of you have seen that? How many of you have seen that? You can't just go up in there and say, give me some money. You have to go in there and actually prove to them that you have a business-worthy idea. And the best way to do that is that if your business is already functional. You can't lay on the couch every day, dream about your business, and then say, I'm going to go to Shark Tank and tell them about my dream. They want to know that you've already invested money. They want to know that you've already invested time. They want to know that you've already invested energy. So I want to show you a copy of my book, because my book is going to give you some tips on how to be ready for investors. And I want to show you the book simply because it's a beautiful book. I thank God for my publisher, Jamie Hopkins, J Publishing House. Nobody does it better. Let me know if you can see the screen. Let me see Instagram, if I can turn you around. So it's actually a very, very beautiful book, guys. And it's even a more of a list than it is a book, because I wasn't, on the hunt to create a book, but I included some videos that I felt like you guys needed. One is 5 things women should never say about money. And I also included the notes. I included why women need startup capital. And I included the notes. I included a previous copy of this video, and I included the notes so you have it all in one place. And then on top of that, I included the notes you see tonight. And then I included our new program, the Women's Online Business Startup Fund, and how you actually can get an application and get approved up to $25,000 to be able to fund your strategy, your coaching, your technology with us. And it's only, it's actually $99 down right now. No payments to 2020. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. But then the list has clickable links. So once you download it, it is very, very easy for you just to click on the links. Each link has a description, as to, and I'm going fast because I don't want nobody to be trying to go back and rewind. If you got to get it like that, baby, you deserve it. But it's a very, very beautiful book, and it's only $19 right now. If you go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com and download your copy, and you can get all those clickable links and be able to go, and some tips on how to really make the most of that list. So, and my next list, because I'm going to come out with another list, is going to be a list of 30 plus grants for for-profits. 30 plus grants for for-profits. A lot of you probably didn't even realize that you can get a grant for for-profit, but you can. So make sure you guys download your book, www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. The next type of capital for businesses is called business incubators. Have any of you ever heard of a business incubator? No, the link's not going to be in the PayPal email. You need to look in your junk mail if you don't see it. A business incubator it's kind of like an angel investor, but for resources. Have any of you ever heard of SCORE? If you've ever heard of SCORE, SCORE is a community free. They give you free advice, but I tell y'all all the time to be careful of free, because the majority of the people that are involved in SCORE retired from business a long time ago and know nothing about the internet or nothing about online. But a business incubator is somewhere where you can go and receive expert advice. Sometimes they let you share their office space. Sometimes they let you share their laboratories. So some of you guys that create product and you don't want to create it at your house, sometimes they let you share their meeting rooms, and they even maybe will let you incubate with them for up to 2 years. Now, once your product launches, you typically leave the incubator, but I'm going to come up with a list of incubators too. Guys, there's millions. Hey, Platinum God One, there are millions of dollars in startup capital available, and you don't know what you don't know. So you're sitting there saying that I don't have access to, when in actuality, it's the only thing standing between you and millions of dollars is spending $19 on a list. But let me tell you what you're going to do. I can't afford $19. Then you really don't want millions of dollars for your business. To me, $19 was a no-brainer. When I talked to my publisher, we said 30. If you don't want to spend $1 per resource, but I said, I'm going to put it on sale for $19 for Black Friday because I really want people to have it. But guys, you've got to become accustomed to spending money for knowledge. The average book you buy on Amazon, it's going to cost you about $20. And you may get thousands of dollars worth of information from that one book. But you got to get accustomed to spending for knowledge. So let's talk about another source of startup capital. Yep, the book's only $19. www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. Grab your copy of the book. I have some other great books out there, some other digital products. So shop around and again, invest in your business. You know, there's a ton of grant money available. It wasn't until recently that I found out that there are grants for for-profits. Every time I think grants, every time I think grants, I think nonprofits. Did any of you know that there were a ton of grants for profits? Anybody know? Say me. Because I didn't know. If you didn't know, somebody say, me neither, coach. I didn't even know that there were a ton of grant money available. Now, here's the thing about grants. And I'm going to come back and do a webinar about grant writing. And for those of you who downloaded the book tonight, I'm going to invite you to that webinar for free. So if you haven't grabbed your book yet, go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com and grab your book, because I'm going to do the grant writing webinar to go inside of my for-profit grant list. Here's the thing about grants, though. The competition may be tough and the criteria may be stringent. That's why I'm doing the class. It's a little bit easier to get, not even easier, because I'm going to teach my clients how to pitch to angel investors. But you don't know what you don't know. Some grants require that you match the funds. Some grants require that you do the work before they reimburse you. So it's important that you know about the type of grant you're receiving. I have somebody that I know that received a grant for $250,000, but it was a reimbursable grant. So they had to go and do, Erica, just keep trying, boo. wealthspeakeruniversity.com. It's loading for me fine. They had to go and do $250,000 worth of work and then get paid. So guys, if you have any problems with your download, just send me a message and my team will help you. But before you say I'm unable to open the download, don't try on your phone, try on your computer. It's kind of hard to manage the broadcast and the comments at the same time. So I got you, Adrian. You said you're unable. You also said, don't send me a message in the chat, love. Send me a message on my Facebook. And Tisha, is anybody else downloaded and opened it yet? Anna B, did yours open yet? So I'm going to keep going, you guys. Let me know, okay? Okay, somebody let me know. But if not, we'll fix it. Don't worry about it. So again, you have to be careful with grants, because if there's one instruction you don't follow on a grant, then you won't get the money. And like I said about my friend before, she had to do $250,000 worth of work and then get reimbursed. Dominisha said hers is opening. So one thing I want to advise you guys, download, okay, let me know. Okay, well, Dominisha said hers is opening. So sometimes you got to try another browser. If you're using Chrome, try Safari. If you're using Safari, try Internet Explorer. Sometimes it's not us, it's the computer. Sometimes they work better on computers and phones and not iPads. It just depends. But again, we'll make it right for you if you have. Yep. They say you got to download it first before you try to open it. If you're on your phone, save it first and then open it. So y'all try that and then let me know. And if not, I'll have somebody do a webinar on how to download stuff. But yes, you got to save it first. Don't just try to open it. Yep, you got to save it. And then you can open it. So especially if you're on your phone. So that's the skinny on grants. Now let's talk about bank loans. If you want a loan from a bank, so Tanya, this is not the forum to ask those questions. Her question is, how do you guard against your idea or product being taken by score or pitching? I actually teach my clients that. And that's something I'm actually going to talk to them about tomorrow. That's why you guys need coaches. When you don't have a coach, it's like you're out in the world defenseless. And you don't have anybody to ask your questions to. And so you run the risk of losing your intellectual property. You run the risk of losing your ideas. And it could happen anywhere, not just from score or if you're pitching it, but it could happen. You could take your stuff to the printer. Do y'all hear me? You can take your stuff to Kinko's to get them to make you some copies. They could be reading your stuff while they making copies. And just that fast, your idea is over with. So there's so many places that your ideas can get stolen, and that's why you need a coach. So you can get the right information so you don't subject yourself to that type of situation. So again, with a bank loan, they're going to want to see a solid business plan. They're going to want you to be making money already. And their biggest question is going to be, how are you going to pay us back? And they're going to want the one thing that I hate for any of you to do is to give you a personal guarantee on a business loan. And a lot of times, the amount that they allow you to borrow is going to be based on personal assets. So it's going to be tied to your car or tied to your home or tied to things you already have. Guys, we do have another option available for you. And I hope that all of you will seriously consider. We just launched our women's online startup funding, where we're able to finance for you your coaching and your technology up to $25,000, meaning you don't have to struggle to get a website built. You don't have to. Anna B said hers downloaded just fine. So yes, that means it works. That means you have to save it first. You can be approved up to $25,000. Flexible credit is available, low down payments. Right now, we have a special for $99 down and no payments until 2020. We offer immediate approval and 180 days, same as cash. If you've been struggling to get your websites together, yep, a bank is going to want assets, collateral, absolutely. What I'm talking about is not collateral. If you've been struggling to get your technology right, let us help you. If you're running around and you don't know how to grow your business, let us help you. If you're sitting up and you don't know how to get your business to make more money, let us help you. We also have certifications available like life, business, executive coaching, career coaching. If you're tired of struggling to get your business off the ground, let us help you. You can pay low monthly payments. And again, even as you download my book for Startup Capital, they're going to want to see a website. They're going to want to know your strategy for earning money. They're going to want to know how you can ramp up from where you are now to where you want to go. So it's not like you can just walk into this angel investor office and say, give me money. You're going to have to talk business to them. When you have money and access to resources, it is just so much easier for you to get more money. Go to bit.ly/fundmetoo and put in your application for our financing program. It is one of the best programs out there. The coaching program has the best coaching program in the world guarantee. We guarantee you won't find another program that does everything that we do. You won't. If you do find a link, we'll give you your money back. You can go take their program. But when it's all said and done, you can just walk into the bank and apply, Dominisha, but that doesn't talk about the application process, right? You can walk into a bank, you can walk into any bank and apply for a business loan or a personal loan. Tanya, you'll have to actually speak to somebody to tell you what your monthly payments are. But the application is just saying, hey, I want somebody to call me to talk to me about this program. bit.ly/fundme2 and get your application in today. And guys, grab a copy of your book. You know what I dare you to do? I dare you to grab a copy of this book for your business best friend. Go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity. Don't share the copy you downloaded that paid $19 for, because we're all entrepreneurs here, right? And I know you don't want me buying one copy of your book and sharing it with everybody on my mailing list, right? Buy your copy. Buy a copy for your girlfriend. Tell her happy Small Business Saturday. You really don't know what difference you can make in the world when you have some money to spend in your business, when you have the strategy you need. You don't know how close you are to making money. You don't know how close you are to leaving your job. And just be honest, aren't you tired of struggling? Is anybody tired of struggling? Just go ahead and say me, coach. Because there's only so long that you can ride the wall between a job and a business. The Bible said a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. The Bible also says you can't serve two masters. You're going to learn to love one and hate the other one. And it's only so much time that you can spend before you get to that point where you hate your side hustle. And you're like, forget this. I'm just going to go ahead and work a job for the rest of my life. You don't ever want to give up like that. Not when we have options available for you guys. I left my job. You look around me, you see women that left their job. My goal is to help you guys make some real money, really move to the next level, and really live a life you deserve while you still have some life left. So go to bit.ly/fundme2 for information on the funding. Grab your copy of the book, a list of 30 hidden sources for startup capital for women business owners. It's all about capital for the disenfranchised, minority, women. It is such a great eye-opener. And the eye-opener is that you're never broke. The eye-opener is that if you're willing to do a little, there's always a lot somewhere around the next corner. But for those of you who are just starting, you're not going to be able to run in the investment office with an idea. They're going to want to see your strategy. They're going to want to, thank you, Marcia. They're going to want to see your, website. They're going to want to know that people want it and that people have bought it and that you've made money with it already. So let us help you get investment ready. If you want the millions to pour into your business, you got to pour a little bit into it on your own. Nothing is going to happen without a personal investment. Okay? Is there anybody? So somebody tell me, somebody just inboxed me and said that it didn't work. Ashley, were you able to get it to download? Thank you, Latera. For those of you who ordered the book, I'm going to be at conference next week, though. The week that I get back, I'm going to have the grant writing course. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much for your time this evening. Like I said, if you had any issues, definitely let me know. Tracy, just send me a message and I'll get a copy over to you. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you grab a copy of your book at Wealth Speaker University.